What's up, everyone? Drunken Phoenix here. So this is going to be a good one. This one is very personal to me because I am a person that eat out a lot more than I should. I'm pretty good with money, but one of the things I do splurge on is nice dining experiences, or sometimes not nice dining experiences. I mean, I really should go grocery shopping a lot more than I do, but I am getting better, just because I do want to be a little bit wiser with my money in that aspect, as well as I just feel like a lot of these restaurants are just getting more expensive. But let's go ahead and get started with the first video.
Stop at Denny's, and it's literally not a singular customer in this bitch. We are empty. It's 3 employees, and we're in California too. So in California, we get paid $19 an hour minimum. So there's 2 servers, $19 an hour. One of them, he's been here longer than me, so I'm assuming that his pay is somewhere in around like $23 an hour. And then we got a cook, probably makes about $25 to $30 an hour. So just in labor costs alone, they losing almost damn near like $80 an hour. We need some customers. We don't though. Like, I'm actually perfectly okay with it staying this slow and then me leaving very early. But the problem is, what's gonna happen is like 7 o'clock, between like 7 and 8:30, we're gonna get so fucking busy, and then it's gonna be annoying, and then we're gonna slow down. So it's just, we're gonna make all the money in an hour and a half.
Over here. So I don't know about you guys, but it seems like the restaurant Denny's as well as Chili's, that's one of the restaurants that my family and we never frequented going up. Like, I don't think as a family, I don't think we've ever been to Chili's. But Denny's is another one. I think I could only remember going to Denny's one time as a child. I mean, I don't know. I just thought I would mention that, just something interesting I thought, because we would go everywhere else. But what I have to say about this, I mean, I'm not surprised. I myself have seen how much everything has, the prices have changed for so many things at a lot of these restaurants. I think Denny's is kind of like a breakfast place. I think they sell, lunch and dinner as well, but I want to say they're known for their breakfast. And I just know, from going to Waffle House, a lot of these breakfast places are not that cheap anymore. Like, I remember, like at Waffle House, I always get the All-Star Special. And I remember just a few years ago, like when I was in college, I remember how that meal would be. You could sometimes spend about $10 on that meal, and now when I get it, it's like $17. Like, that's like a 70% increase. So yeah, I'm not surprised that these restaurants are empty. I'm assuming it's a similar situation with Denny's. People are just tired of spending so much money on food that they can, either buy or make at home. And I also feel like, for me, and this might have something to do with the cost, I feel like whenever there's a restaurant that I feel is just overpriced or priced a lot more than it used to be, it kind of makes me a little bit more on edge with the type of service I'm getting. And I would say another thing with the rising cost of these restaurants is that when you see these higher prices, it really does make you think, wow, do I really want to sit here and, eat this food that I could have made at home and spend like $20 just for some pancakes, eggs, and bacon, So I'm not surprised. I mean, I guess I'm a little surprised given that it's in California. Like, there's a lot of people. He didn't mention what part of California he's in, but I don't know. I mean, it makes sense.
Can anyone else not eat at chain sit-down restaurants anymore? Like Olive Garden or Chili's. Like, I used to love them. I worked at Chili's, love the food, but lately it's really freaking me out. Like, every time I eat it, it doesn't feel like real food. Like, it feels like it was made in a lab, which it probably was in some really nice test kitchen and everything, but I know it's prepackaged and comes in frozen, blah blah blah, but I could get past that before, and now it's just different. It feels like, I don't know, like dystopian slop, presented as a nice meal. I don't know if my tastes are just changing or what, but this is a recent thing. I used to think Texas Roadhouse was the pinnacle of dining, and now when I have a steak from them and it tastes the same every time and it cuts the same every time and it's perfect, I'm like, is there fucking wood filler in this? Like what did they do to this steak? Doesn't seem right at all. Question mark?
This.
So I would say with that, I kind of see what she's saying with it. I don't know if there's any direct answer to it. I think the food is still pretty much the same. I think, this is my theory, I think when you, with a lot of the higher prices, I think you get more on edge and you're a little bit more picky with what you're eating, because you're like, well, damn, I'm spending $20 for this meal. Like, it better be really good. And I think that more you spend, you get a little bit more pickier with how the food tastes, or you're more willing to find flaws with the service or, with the food itself. And I think this is, something that the brain does subconsciously, just because you're trying to, I think a lot of us are just naturally programmed to be kind of negative.
Is the Costco of restaurants, and just like Costco, you have to be a member to shop here, and to be a member you have to work for a restaurant. This is where restaurants can get items in bulk, from disposable cutlery to tubs of mayo and soy sauce, and even Willy Wonka sized chocolate bars. But here's a dirty little secret: a lot of restaurants will get frozen pre-made dishes here, heat them up to the restaurant, serve it to the customer, charge $10. Most popular offenders are the labor intensive dishes like empanadas, dumplings, spring rolls, raviolis, pastries, and especially desserts. It is rare for a restaurant to have a dedicated pastry chef. So many times the chocolate pudding or the tiramisu or the tres leches cake you're ordering is just thawed out Restaurant Depot food. So what do you think? Is this cheating or is this smart business? Follow me for more random food facts and content.
I think this is cheating for restaurants to do. I never thought about where restaurants get their food from. I was kind of naive. I never thought about this, but I just always assumed that restaurants made their own desserts and their own dumplings. I will say though, I noticed that a lot of restaurants, maybe with the decrease of people going to these restaurants, I have noticed that a lot of restaurants do kind of like sell some of their dishes, like frozen dishes, like at grocery stores now. Like I know P.F. Chang's is a big one, and I will say that although I guess they're making profit from it, it does help. It helps them make profit, but at the same time, I will say it might do a little bit more damage than good, just because with the like a lot of dumplings and stuff, I do buy those, and I could get them from the store for a lot cheaper than what I would get at a restaurant. Like I constantly, every time I go to the store, I do like to buy the pork dumplings, and they taste just like the restaurant brand and are much cheaper. So I think it did kind of spoil it for me, to where anytime I go to an Asian restaurant, like where I would used to spend like $10 for some dumplings, I just refuse to, because I'm like, I literally could get this from Target for $4. So yeah, I'm not surprised that there's like a place like this. I mean, it's one of those things I never thought about, but I mean, it makes sense. And I don't know. I feel like I need to do some more shopping. Where is this store? Are there any in Florida? Because I would definitely go there.
Applebee's and IHOP are losing money. They are amongst the latest restaurant chains to announce that customers are walking away from higher priced items and not spending as much time in their restaurants. Remember that Applebee's and IHOP were part of the group of restaurants that raised their prices over the last few years, and they are seeing customers pull back as a result. In fact, Applebee's says that the amount of customers that are only coming in to take advantage of promotions has significantly increased over the past year. Of course, it's little wonder that customers are getting very savvy and are only focused on deals when the price of food has skyrocketed so much, especially eating out and amongst even fast food restaurants. Applebee's and IHOP say that they hope to turn things around for themselves by focusing on innovative new menu products. So what, can customers expect more of those watered down Dollaritas? Either way, given current economic conditions, I highly doubt there's going to be much that either restaurant can do to coax customers into spending much more on higher priced items. It just simply isn't the time for that right now.
So what I would say about that, so I love Applebee's. That was like probably one of the most popular restaurants we would go to a lot when I was a kid. So I can't really say too much about them. I haven't. With that being said, I haven't been to Applebee's in like years now. But IHOP, the reason why I think they're losing customers, I can fully attest that IHOP, the quality of their food has gone down a lot. At least from the ones that I've been to in my area. Now, maybe it's just because it's in Florida. Maybe the Florida ones are just trash because, Florida people, or just Florida in general, everything's kind of wild down here. But I like a lot of the times that I go to IHOP, it's like the pancakes. I know the quality has went down. It's like the pancakes just fall apart, basically. Like I'm just trying to, use my fork to like scoop it in my mouth and kind of slice it, and they just fall apart and it just gets really messy. And it's just, I don't know. I feel like IHOP quality has gone down a lot. I feel like IHOP was at its peak like 10 years ago.
Eating out as much so I can have more money to pay off my debt. And I feel like not only just with money, but I feel like I save so much time as well, because I'm not sitting in a drive-through for 5, 10, 15 minutes, because that stuff adds up. Like, you could honestly spend like anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes alone just sitting in the drive-through, and then you probably have about 10 minutes going to the place and then from the place back to your home. So that's easily like 30 or 40 minutes that you're wasting. So you're wasting time and money eating out. But it's crazy, man. It really does add up, because I feel like I have so much more money in my bank account just from not eating out.
In American restaurants, you're paying over $20 for microwaved frozen food, and people are wondering why no one wants to eat out anymore. This isn't just some crazy theory. This is actually true. Restaurants openly admit to this. The system is absolutely collapsing on itself. People can't afford it. Customers aren't going out anymore. These places are sitting empty on Friday, Saturday nights. I could go to Central Avenue on a Friday night and film an empty restaurant for you guys if you don't believe me. It is happening over and over and over again every weekend at this point. As a live musician in this city, I can see it firsthand, because the gigs are the first thing to go. If there's no one in the restaurant, they're not going to pay for live music. And this loss of restaurants in America is going to be studied. This is bad. We're not just losing businesses. We're losing culture. We're losing third spaces. We're losing live music. Places where people gather, where they laugh, where they share stories, enjoy food together. That is all becoming a thing of the past. And even the small businesses that aren't giving you frozen food, these places are struggling just as much. They're sitting just as empty as the big chains are. And once these small businesses and mom and pop shops are gone, they're not coming back. If they do get replaced, it's going to be with a big chain, where we get to eat even more microwave frozen food. I mean, something has to change, right? What do you think? Because at this point, I honestly think that we're not going to have restaurants in 5 years. It sounds insane. I understand. I don't know about you, but I don't want to live in a country without restaurants.
Well, yeah, he brings a really interesting point. A point that I haven't thought about yet was, restaurants dining in general does seem a little different. I guess it depends on who you are and where you go. But yeah, it seems like restaurants are known to have been like third spaces. A place where people can go to have a great time, catch up, laugh, listen to music. And I feel like and maybe this is just in my neck of the woods, in my circle, but it's like dining out doesn't have the same feeling that it used to have. It's like, I remember like going out for dinner used to be like the most exciting thing, just maybe not the most exciting thing, but it used to be something that you would look forward to. And now I really feel like just the high cost of everything, it's like, I feel like subconsciously those prices just kind of put a damper on your mood, even if you don't notice it. So yeah, that's a really good point. Just the experience as a whole just doesn't seem to be the same. But yeah, but I am working on trying not to eat out as much as I usually do. I actually have, made quite a bit of progress these past few months. With that being said, today is my birthday, October 17. So I am going to splurge a little bit today with, the dining. I'm going to go somewhere really nice. But yeah, overall, I'm definitely going to, continue to work on my spending when it comes to eating out, because the experience isn't the same as it used to be, and I think the high cost has a lot to do with that. So thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video, and make sure you like and subscribe.